What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode we are back in the shop, and as you can see behind me, this is not our Kodiak. If you've been following our channel for any length of time, you've probably seen this rig in some previous videos. This is my friend Matt's 2008 Kodiak 5500 4-wheel drive 6.6 Duramax, almost an identical truck to ours. Our Kodiak is actually getting a couple things done at a local commercial Chevy dealer, so it was a good time for me to pick up Matt's rig and get a couple things done for him. But first we're gonna get a toggle switch wired up for a turbo brake. We're also gonna get a soft start installed on his AC unit, and we're also gonna be taking it to a cat scale to get it weighed, because we're gonna be ordering some custom Fox 2.5 shocks, and we need to have those valved correctly according to the weight on the front axle. And you guys can follow this rig on Instagram at Ironhide Overland Adventures. So let's go inside and get this turbo brake wired in. All right, Matt is missing a few of these plugs that go in here. I actually have a few of them because I've had a couple parts trucks, and then I drilled a hole in one and we put a toggle switch on there. So if you guys have followed and seen my video, I did this on my Kodiak. If you find this plug behind here, and I know in the 07, 08, and 09 that's the case. This green wire, brown wire, and two black wires, this is a factory turbo brake, and it closes the vanes in the turbo, raises the RPMs up, and acts like an engine exhaust turbo kind of brake. Works really good, and they don't sell the switch anymore. Can't really find it anywhere, so we just wire in one of these rudimentary 2-prong toggle switches. What you have to do is find this green wire, and then it's one of these black wires for the ground. You wire that to this switch. We will take it for a test drive and I'll show you how that all works. But let's go ahead and get this plug cut off and get some prongs put on here. All right, we got it all wired up. I'm not gonna push it in yet, just in case I need to change that ground wire, because I believe it only works with one of them. So we're gonna go take this for a test drive, test it out, and then get this wrapped up. All right, we are up here on the roof. This is a Coleman Mach, one of those models of air conditioner. You can see we got the cover off of it. We went ahead and went with a Coleman Mach soft start that's made for this unit. It's been really nice. You can see these are factory screws. You just unscrew those. This is mounted to this bracket. Bracket gets screwed on, nice and clean. Mounting for the soft start right there. Then there's some wires that run underneath, and they run over here to this side. So in here we got a couple different capacitors. We have these 4 wires. We have red from the soft start going to the run capacitor on the red side. We have the yellow from the soft start going to the yellow side. They actually had one of these white wires going to there. White and white go together. And then the black goes to this black and purple right here. All says in the instructions, really nice. So we got all that wired up. We're gonna go ahead and electrical tape these wire nuts up, put it all back together, and test it out. All right, we got that AC unit all wrapped up on top. Matt's whole goal is to be able to run that AC unit off this small Honda quiet generator. So we got it all plugged in. We're gonna get this fired up and make sure everything is good. All right, let's come over here to this thermostat. So it's on cool and high, 83, set to 72. You can hear it kick on. Fan kicked on, and I don't know if you just heard the compressor kick on. AC is officially working. Everything's good out here. It's idling up a little bit, but as long as you got fuel, should be able to run it. Yeah, that seemed to work perfect. And then he just stores it away right in here with some leveling blocks in one of these boxes. Alright, we'll do a quick little walk around. This truck is a 2008 Kodiak 5500. It's 4-wheel drive, automatic, just like mine. It's got a move front bumper. There's a Badlands 13,000 pound winch in there. He also has a set of Stazworks 2-piece aluminum wheels, and he's on the Goodyear G275 in the 335/80/20 size. He's got all these boxes, and then he's got a custom subframe under there that's really nice. I believe this is one of the 900 series Lance campers. I'm not actually sure. Maybe someone down in the comments could let me know what size this is. It does look like a short bed camper, but I believe it's one of the 9 or the 800 series Lance. Custom rear bumper. Looks like he's got some hitch mounts back here. Torklift steps, they fold down. All right guys, we are in Matt's rig. We're gonna take it for a test drive. We're gonna test out that turbo brake, make sure that's working well. We're also gonna stop at a cat scale and get this thing weighed. So we're also headed to drop this off and pick my Kodiak up. It's been at Midway Chevy getting some work done, so we'll update you guys in this video on what they did. All right guys, so we got the exhaust brake on, and you have to be going over 25 miles per hour for it to work. But if you watch this little screen right here, when I go ahead and take my foot off the accelerator pedal, that green light will come on, RPMs will shoot up, and the vanes are closing. Once I put my foot on the gas, it goes away, let off again. The vanes are closing on the turbo, and that's causing it to slow. So, okay, we're pulling up to the scales. We got all our information in. It's telling us to pull forward. So we're gonna pull onto the scales. We wanna split the difference. Okay, we're gonna hit okay. We're gonna hit next, $14. Verifying our information. Processing, do not pull off scale. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Steer is 7240, drive is 8500, gross is 15740. Not bad. Try and give you guys a couple different perspectives from driving one of these things. We're doing 60 to 65 going down the highway. It's pretty quiet in here. Obviously Matt's on the Goodyear Super Singles, so they're the quietest tire out of the 3 or 4 options. Drives really nice. Matt has the 6-speed, and he gets about 12 miles to the gallon, and obviously we just got him weighed, and he's a little over 15,000 pounds, so you know, not too bad. His weight is very evenly distributed, which is really cool. He's really short. He's probably a couple feet shorter than us, and overall his rig is amazing. All right guys, we are back in our Kodiak. We had a pretty hefty bill. If you guys have been following this channel for any length of time, you would know that we have had our fair share of wiring harness issues with this truck, and sure enough, we found some more wiring issues. So the techs there have been working on these Kodiaks for 20-something years. They know these trucks really well. I trust them more than I trust anybody else to work on this. So I'll post some really terrible pictures right now that the tech sent me, probably from his scanner. And what those pictures are of is this plug right here. And as you can see, maybe in these pictures, is the corrosion and the wire shorting out. So they actually replaced this whole plug, as well as rewired some of the ABS and the trailer brake wiring, because whoever wired this bed up, the previous owner that built it, tapped into the CAN lines of the ABS. So that was causing its own set of issues. Actually, our ABS module ended up getting shorted out. The right rear tire isn't reading in the module, so I have to go ahead and buy a new module, get that installed. They have to program the module, so it's gonna have to go back to them. So I do still have an ABS light on and a brake light, but we're gonna get that taken care of after our moon landing trip in New Mexico that's coming up next week. they had to replace both of the rear ABS sensors, and the ABS sensors on this rear axle are actually inside the hub, so they have to completely take apart the whole rear hub. They put all new seals in, checked out the brakes are all good, so we're good there, but it's $2,600 just to have the 2 ABS sensors replaced, so it's a lot of labor. Our total bill was $4,300 or so, but we pretty much have a clean bill of health other than that ABS module, which we will order. There is one last part that needs to be replaced before we go on our trip, and it is discontinued with Chevy, so I had to actually order them myself. We will check in on that as soon as we're done with our drive home, and we'll get started on that project. All right, we are on the same GoPro and microphone from Matt's rig, so I want to see if you guys can tell which rig is louder. So I haven't updated you guys yet because I wanted to get some miles on these tires, but I actually switched over from the Goodyears to the Michelin XZLs in a 365/80/20, and I do believe they are a little bit louder. You can probably hear in the background that they are a little bit louder. I'll have to go into a little bit more detail in another video on why I switched over. I actually had a warranty issue, and Goodyear did the right thing and took care of us, but let me know if you guys want to hear more information about my experience with the Goodyears. Maybe I'll do a separate video in the future. We're doing 60, 65 just like in Matt's rig, so let me know if you can tell which rig is more bouncy. To me, they drive very similar. I have a steering stabilizer, so my steering is a little firmer than his. I have a stage 1 turbo, so my truck's a little louder. It's deleted, no emission stuff. Matt has all the emission stuff intact. All right, guys, we are back home. We are in the shop, and this is what I was talking about that we needed to fix before we left on our trip. Chevy can't get these leaf springs because they are discontinued, and if you can see right here, this is not good. This top leaf is completely snapped. I think it's a combination of the rust. It is a slip style instead of a shackle in the back, so that's going to put some tension on that top leaf. But these are a 7 leaf. I actually went with a 9-pack. I ordered a new set, so we're going to replace both. We got it all torn down. You know, you just undo the U-bolts, undo the shock, undo the sway bar. I'm not going to walk through all that, but this is ready to go. We're going to rip this one out and set the 9-pack in. All right, as you can see, we got the new leaves in. It's an extra 2 leaves from the stock leaf pack, so should be a little bit more heavy duty. Just need to throw this wheel on and then throw those U-bolts on the airbag. But yeah, it actually wasn't too bad. I got it done in a Saturday morning, which is pretty good. The rears got me thinking about the fronts, and I just don't like that there's only 2 leaves up here. So we're actually going to be ordering the progressive pack from Deaver, probably the non-HD. So stay tuned, that'll be coming soon. Might end up doing the King shock upgrade, or I might do a custom valved Fox 2.5. Not too sure on a shock yet, but definitely going to be doing the Deaver leafs next. All right, let's talk about why this was at the Chevy dealership. So back in there's a couple plugs, and they're very susceptible to water getting in there. And as you guys know that have followed this channel, this truck came from Michigan. It was there for 4 years, I believe, and I was having a bunch of wiring problems or electrical problems inside the cab. Glow plug module would randomly come on, blinkers were blowing fuses, eventually the air conditioning was blowing a fuse, and so what they ended up finding inside this plug was all this corrosion causing all kinds of problems. So they re-pinned out a new plug, got that all fixed, and that solved pretty much all my problems in the cab. So for those of you Kodiak owners out there, that's another area to check for wiring problems on these things. Check out the ride height. It was actually leaning a little bit to the right because that spring had a lot of tension on it and was broken. We are perfectly level. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for being here and following along. We really appreciate it. Drop your thoughts and comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next video. Later.